Jotaro vs Goku is closer than you'd think. Jotaro and Goku are considered the pinnacle of their verse while talking about power scaling. They're key representative characters for their own universe, so why not put them against each other? So, who would win between these characters? I'm accompanied by my friend Tamaki, who will take over the Dragon Ball side of the video, as he's widely known in the power scaling community for his Dragon Ball takes and analysis.
Hello everyone, it's me Tamaki. As you just heard, I will be taking over the Dragon Ball portion of the video, talking about how strong Goku is and everything like that, and how it compares to Jotaro. And we're going to really see who really comes out on top if these two were to fight.
So without further ado, I'm going to start with the Jotaro part right now. Jotaro has some form of scaling that would likely put him above Goku in terms of strength, which is what I will be getting into right now. So, in order for this scale to make sense, there's something I need to explain to you first. The universe in JoJo's is based on the Big Crunch theory. The Big Crunch is a hypothetical scenario for the ultimate fate of the universe, in which the expansion of the universe eventually reaches its maximum capacity, which is infinite, then reverses and the universe recollapses, ultimately causing the cosmic scale factor to reach zero, with a black hole and event potentially followed by reforming of the universe starting with another Big Bang. So essentially, it's a reverse Big Bang that turns into a Big Bang again. The ending of the Big Crunch would be filled with radiation from the stars and high energy particles. When this is condensed and blue shifted to higher energy, it would be intense enough to ignite the surface of stars before they collide. In the final moments, the universe would be one large fireball with a temperature of infinity, and at the absolute end, neither time nor space would remain. With the help of Pucci's map of what exactly happened, we can deduct the fact that the Big Crunch was indeed made. The JoJo's universe follows the full laws, and what Pucci did was simply sped up the process, for the universe would have followed the same fate with or without his involvement. The very fate of the universe would have still continued the course, it simply would have taken longer without his involvement. So basically, a universal reset. After his fight with the Joestar crew, Pucci is stuck in the water at Earth while Emporio escapes. Emporio wasn't fated to die in the universal reset along with the Joestar crew, and we can make this deduction because at the end of the universe reset, or rather the fight, is roughly 4 months later than Emporio meeting Jolyne to try to stop her, which is where he ended up and where the universe finished its reset. This is why he retained not only all the memory he had prior to the reset, but also had the weather report disc with him. It wouldn't make sense for him to be recreated at the time because he wouldn't have had the disc, and his gun that was left in the old universe would have been with him when he got recreated. This part is extremely relevant because it shows how Emporio, despite being confused about where he landed, was simply unaffected by this. During the entire process of the recreation of the universe, Pucci was nowhere to be found, so we can make the deduction that he was left behind. We're talking about a person who he was fighting against for months, and the only thing he could perceive in his surroundings was animals. Not people, but animals. It supports the right side of the page where it goes into detail that living organisms were in fact recreated, but he was the exception due to him being protected by fate. We then skip over to Pucci having explained that he stopped the acceleration exactly 4 months prior to the Made in Heaven fight, where Emporio contacted Jolyne to chase him down and kill him so the new beginning of the new universe can start. Now that we got that out of the way, why are these characters universal? Well, to put it simply, since Made in Heaven's ability is just to accelerate time, and the universe is based on the Big Crunch theory, that would mean that Pucci simply had to experience everything that happened in this series of the events from the old universe to the new. So just to be clear, Pucci's Made in Heaven is only being able to accelerate time. The entire environment itself is something that he simply cannot control, as it would have happened regardless, with or without his consent. Since the universe was gonna blow up, according to the Big Crunch theory as I explained earlier, it would have happened regardless of Pucci, so Made in Heaven cannot protect Pucci from this course of events. That means that Pucci had to endure the experience of the end of the universe where everything was collapsing, practically a reverse Big Bang to the singularity point, meaning that he had to endure infinite gravity, matter, and temperature, then the expansion of the universe. The reason why I say endure is because he was shown, as said earlier, visually the same as he did in Cape Canaveral. He attained the same scar from the fight along with the statement that he stopped time exactly 4 months prior to the Cape fight. And if he was recredited where time acceleration stopped, he should have appeared visually unharmed as the fight never took place at that time. And Emporio made the assertion that he has nowhere to be found and seen around him. That's the inference we can make. This means that Jotaro does have the strength that potentially transcends that of Goku, since he can harm Pucci, who has infinite durability, as Pucci himself stated that if he prioritized him over saving his daughter, he would have killed him. So to clarify, Pucci has at least infinite durability, And if he does have infinite durability, then characters such as Jotaro should logically be able to exert/have infinite damage on his punches, and he should be universal. That's it for the AP part. I'm gonna move over to speed and then abilities. For speed, there isn't really much to go off of, except Silver Chariot is able to move way faster than the Hangman, who's stated to be able to move at the speed of light. There's at least 20 calculations out there, but there is one that puts him at 225 times the speed of light, which I feel like is mostly consistent. I'll be putting in the description below. But I feel like Jotaro should logically be able to scale to Maiden Heaven, as Maiden Heaven's whole goal was to be able to kill him right away. But Jotaro is able to put him in a time stop at least 4 times, which means that he should logically have infinite reaction speed. Now, why I'm saying infinite reaction speed is because Maiden Heaven is not only stated to be infinite speed in the manga, but he's also stated to be infinite speed in the data book. And this is in reference to his stand card itself, as his stats. His stats themselves are infinite speed. There's a lot of misconceptions talking about this stand card where a lot of people believe that he's only infinite speed because of his ability itself. That in itself doesn't make sense, as they separate these two categories. They're saying his stats are that, and then they're explaining that his ability is to do something else. Accelerating time is completely different from his speed itself. Nowhere in the manga does it ever state that he is getting faster because he's been accelerating time. Nowhere. So the whole notion that he's only infinite speed because of the ability doesn't make sense at all. So just to be clear, he's infinite speed by himself, and accelerating the speed of the universe, or the time of the universe rather, is separate from him being able to accelerate his own speed. Now, if Maiden Heaven is infinite speed, as I explained, then Jotaro should have infinite reaction speed, as he's able to put him in a chokehold with the time stop. So to conclude Jotaro, he's massively faster than light, but it's more consistent that he's around the infinite speed category. Now for abilities, he only has one ability that I really care about. It's his ability to time stop. Now what's different about his time stop and other characters in other universes is that Jotaro is able to time stop other people's time stop, or is able to completely affect other people's time manipulation. Jotaro's time stop is greater than other people's time manipulation because he's able to affect them. So it makes sense for him to have a higher level of time stop. So if everybody had a baseline level of time manipulation, being able to delete, accelerate, stop, or even skip, Jotaro would be a level 2 time stop, if I put it like that. So Hit's time stop would be completely different from Jotaro's. And that's pretty much it. He does have the ability to be able to phase through any physical object, so he should have durability negation, as shown when he started pumping Joseph's heart without leaving a hole, which means that he physically was able to bypass any exterior to pump the heart. So in his fight against Goku, he should be able to harm his brain or his heart with his stand. So that's pretty much it for the Jotaro side. Just to conclude, he is infinite damage or universal. He has infinite speed. He has a higher level of time hacks, and he's able to bypass exterior bodies. I'm gonna leave it over to Tamaki now.
Alright guys, it's me Tamaki, and I'm going to handle the Dragon Ball portion of the video. And today we're going to start talking about how strong Goku is. And before we get into that, let's talk about the cosmology of Dragon Ball Z, because this is very important for how strong Goku is. And the first thing I want to bring up for it is the Mortal Universe, as to be stated to be infinite in size multiple times throughout the series. And Daizenshuu, for example, in Daizenshuu 4, page 72 exactly, the universe, it states that the universe is an endless, expansive space wrapped around every celestial body that exists inside the living world. And within the universe, there are nebula composed of innumerable stars and galaxies composed of innumerable nebulas, right? But basically all just kind of posed into the thing that there are an infinite amount of space and within the universe, so the universe should be infinite size. And to further reinforce that the universe is infinite size, at least the living universe is, there is a thing in the Daizenshuu called the galaxy, where it basically just states that because of the common heavenly realm, and the cow survives the galaxy exists infinitely within all the universe. Which basically just reinforces that the living world is in fact infinite in size, and we also know the size of heaven is the exact same size as the universe itself, aka the living universe. In Daizenshuu 4, page 73, or Daizenshuu 4, page 36, it just basically just says that those are sort of amount of good people among the dead gathered here is about as wide as the universe, and its entire surface is a field of flowers. So basically it just confirms and verbatim states that heaven is the exact same size as the universe. Along with the Daizenshuu stuff, we also have things directly from the anime that basically confirms that heaven is the same size as the universe, where it just states verbatimly, I hear that heaven here is comparable to the universe in size. The demon realm, also known as hell for the verse, which is the opposite of heaven, is also comparable in size for the mortal universe. Basically, it just says in the Daizenshuu that it is another side of the universe, and the universe also being split into 4 different quadrants, just like the universe of the living world. So now that we comfortably established that the Dragon Ball cosmology has 3 different universal size objects inside of them, which are all infinite in size. which is also backed up with this scan right here, which just shows how the universe is laid out and how the each are done are different segments of the universe, which is very important for how strong Goku is. So we know in the Battle of Gods where Goku fights Beerus, their clashes are going to destroy the entire universe to the point where even people, planets, and gods like us, or even Beerus and Goku will be completely destroyed and there will be literally nothing left in the universe. It will be turned into a vacuum of nothingness. Even though Goku and Beerus are both clashing with each other, it's still a shared feat for both of them because Goku stated, to tell you the truth, I've been hoping to get around that trick, the second clash, and that he's been nullifying the attack that Beerus has been doing so the world and stuff doesn't get destroyed. In fact, it's stated many times that the clash they are doing are going to destroy the entire universe itself. As stated, as the duo clash, their superpower threatened to annihilate the entire universe itself. There's a statement that says hitting each other again and again with the power capable of destroying even the universe itself. There's another one that just says the power is capable of destroying the universe. So knowing this, that Goku's going to destroy not just the universe, but the entire macrocosm, Universe 7, he should be low multiversal as he's about to destroy 3 different universal-sized objects and all their space-time continuum with inside of it to the point where there'll be nothing left of the macrocosm. Now that we're finished with the AP portion of the video, let's talk about some powers and hacks and abilities that Goku has that will help him fight against Jotaro. For example, it's Kamehameha Wave. We know that it's stated multiple times in the anime that the key attacks and energy attacks they are able to do are able to work on an atomic scale and destroy and vaporize atoms. So basically, if he were to shoot someone with this Kamehameha Wave or any Kyo Blasts, they would die instantly because all of their body items would get destroyed and there'd be nothing left because of the atomic level. Oh yeah, also a reminder, I just want to say this in case anyone in the comment section wants to say Goku can't see stands or anything like that. In Dragon Ball chapter 234, Videl learns to fly, it's stated by Gohan in that chapter that ki, or other people call it chi, is just the latent energy of power inside your body. So it's basically your spirit energy or life energy, which is also the same thing. Goku should also possess existence erasure as he has the ability of Hakai in the manga, which basically erases you from existence and your spirit as well to the point where, you don't exist. Though the only downside of Hakai within Dragon Ball is that it doesn't work on immortals. And the way they mean by immortals is just people like gods and deities that live forever. Which is very visibly shown when Goku used Hakai and Zamatsu and only erased half his body because they only killed and erased his mortal side, but his other side was immortal, therefore it wasn't erased. Now we went over some of Goku's hacks. Let's talk about Goku's speed scaling, and the feat we'll be using is the Battle of Gods feat. So the feat is basically when the explosion that from Goku and Beerus are making the spear engulf Universe 7 and threaten to destroy all of it, even all the way out to the Kaioken realm in mere moments upon its detonation. So in short, basically, this key thing we're scaling and calculating right now is just the speed of the wave of energy that comes out from Beerus and Goku's clash. And for the reason why these go to the speed is because, as seen as countless times throughout Dragon Ball series, that the characters are comparable to the speed of their key attacks, including the explosion from said attacks. So if this is the case, then Battle Gods Goku and Beerus will logically scale to the speed of the explosion they are emitting to destroy the universe with the Ki Ball. So for the time of explosion, we know the speed of explosion in Goku and Kid Ball is going to go through the universe very quickly, but it's not exactly precise on how long it's going to take it. So we take the low ball of 10 seconds, mid ball of 30 seconds, which is the most consistent one, and the high ball of 1 minute. And if we were to do all the nerd stuff and punch all the number in, the low ball would be 97.8 quadrillion times faster than light, the mid ball would be 196 quadrillion times the speed of light, and the high end ball, which would be 587 quadrillion times the speed of light. And as we know inside Dragon Ball Z, it stated inside the fight that Goku absorbed the God Ki into his base form. He basically could restack his multipliers on top of the set speed we have right now. Like Super Saiyan 1 is times 50, Super Saiyan 2 is times 2, Super Saiyan 3 is times 4, etc, etc. So Goku should be exponentially way more faster than he is than the calc I just presented right now. And with that being said, let's do the final tallies of how strong Goku is. So Goku is basically low multiversal in AP with quadrillions and quadrillions of times faster than light. As well as the fact that Goku is able to see stands, touch stands, and all his attacks are imbued with ki, so he's able to punch stands and, shoot ki blast at stands, etc, etc. And Goku has an existence ratio, so he's able to, use the existence ratio on the character, their spirit, and their physical body will cease to exist. And before I go, I'd like to thank Jack for having me on the channel.
In short, I believe that Jotaro would come out as the winner in a one-on-one fight against Goku, due to Jotaro's ability to stop time. This ability would affect Goku within a limited range regardless of Goku's incredible speed, even when enhanced by multipliers, as mentioned by my friend Tamaki in the video earlier. Despite Goku's immense speed, Jotaro possesses infinite reaction speed, allowing him to start his time-stopping ability before Goku can reach him. Jotaro would use the stop time to use his durability negation, ultimately crushing Goku's heart or brain and winning the fight. Therefore, contrary to popular opinion, Jotaro could actually win this matchup. Would you like to add something, Tamaki?
Yeah, I would. I think it is very possible that Jotaro could beat Goku in a one-on-one fight, especially if you just bring up the in-character scenarios of how these characters act. Jotaro would just like, spam time stop and just try to abuse Goku and Duraneg him. Like he would try to punch Goku and see it wouldn't work, so he would try to Duraneg him, and that's when Goku started losing. Goku also, in character would try to see how strong Jotaro is, and over time it would be his downfall because he would get Duraneg and he wouldn't be able to know what to do at first, so he would just die from it. But if they were to run it back, then Goku would be able to counter it. But for a first time fight, Jotaro could have won the fight.
If you liked the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and don't forget to subscribe to my friend Tamaki. And peace.